Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the shop. All right, guys, this is what I got going. I kind of had to go back to the engineering department, do a little foot stomping, make them do a little R&D. Okay, I'll tell you what I got going. Okay, I got all these working pretty good, man. They just work like butter. I put my deals in between there, so won't have a gap, and they just work like butter, man. Okay, now hooking this up with my original deals, it just man, it only has to move like 3/16 of an inch, and that's not enough. That'll just the slop will be big. It's got to move more. So going back to engineering, we did a little research and development. Okay, I had to make some taller things and move them farther away from the wall, and that gives me more travel. And I'm happy with that. I got about a ½ inch of travel. The slop will be down to a minimum. And I'm happy with that. So what I got to do, I can take all this back and forth now, is I made me a jig to make all these holes exactly the same height. But every one of these flaps will have one of these pieces of linkage in here. Kind of what the holdup was. Well, after the 2 days of storms, we did the first day. They got a golf ball size hail in Wichita, and Mama's caddy. she's so picky with that thing, man. But you know, if it's in a store, it's just she got the deal. That car only had 20,000 miles on it, and it was a 16, and it looks just like it came off the showroom, man. And she just never find another one since, you know, when it all beat up with hail. So anytime we get any storm warnings with hail, I got to clean out the shop. And so I was 2 days down there. And then I ordered a bunch of these quick link things off of eBay, and it says they was delivered, and I never got them. But see, there's a scam. If they wait 3 or 4 days to ship something, something's fishy. Okay, and I'm on to this new scam. It's happened to me a couple times. I got my money back, but this guy, man, and I know he did it too. But what they're doing on eBay now is they're actually buying tracking numbers. That's why they're waiting so long before they ship, is they got to find something coming to your postal code, something close to your house, and then they admit that as the tracking number. And then it never shows up at your door. But when you go to complain, they say, nope, it was delivered. See right there? Delivered. Yeah. I think that happened on these. But anyway, I ordered some more. I got them all in. And this setup ain't going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to trim them down at an angle and make it look real neat. And I made me a new sander deal. My stock toe is still lost, but some of these ain't quite up and down. So I'm gonna put my sander on my deal. I bet you that's some of that sticky paper you get from the auto parts store. You know, where they paint. You know, these go on them big sanders. I took an old plunge cutter that was wore out, and they're self-sticky. I stuck it on there. I'm just going to be able to say that. Let's see how it works. And once I get all these glued in, we're going to paint because I don't want all my linkage painted. So I'm going to wait to put them in. The only thing I'll put in is these ball links because I do want that little piece of wood painted. And then I'll just put me a piece of tape over that ball. But I think that's real just shoddy looking to have all this linkage painted. And so all I'm going to do is get this wood glued in and it's ready to go to paint. And then the fuselage, I just got to finish my window track. And it's pretty simple. My plan was to get this done today and jump on that and get it done, but I'm going to be on this the rest of the day probably, and then that canopy track's pretty easy. I already got the track in. I just got a couple simple things I want to do to it. I'll make you a video. Oh, that works good. That works good. And this ain't just balsa stick. This is spruce. And this is pretty. I'll show you how my jig works. But it gets that hole perfect in the right spot. It makes it simple. Okay, got my squared out. Just gonna drill a hole right in the center of it. Okay. My daddy said if you want to make more than one, and you want them all to be exactly the same, you got to make a jig. Okay? So I got me a piece of wood there. That's the size I want it. See, it's long on the bottom. It's all right. Take my little saw. That's the length. That's the real important one. And we'll come in here with my sander just to be sure. Bam. That's just a piece of the deal that I'm going to have running through there. There we go. Now that one's exactly the same as that one. I'm just going to glue it in I'm going to cut. You guys see kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to take these and I'm going to trim them down at an angle and then glue these onto the ends and make it look a little better. Look like it was supposed to be done that way instead of re-engineered. But everything fits real good. I'm happy with everything. I'm happy with the hinges. Everything works good. And just had to fine tune it a little bit. These are just tack glued in. I'm going to pop them loose. And then once I get all these glued in today, then it's ready to go to paint. I don't know, maybe I should do my mounts first, yeah. But my mounts will be easy. I got to put new cowl mounts in it. What I got to do is build standoffs for the fuselage. But I know how big to make them just from here to there. And then they'll bolt right through there just like this one did. Yeah. I'll get my cowl mounts done. Oh, that's what I'll do tonight. And then tomorrow, canopy frame, go to paint Sunday, start painting. Yeah. All right. Now the paint, I'm going to use Class Coat epoxy, but this silver is funny. Okay. And I noticed it on a few airplanes. You have to, you sand it, prime it with good primer, and it'll still scratch off of there real easy. So I'm going to use an adhesion promoter that makes paint and stuff really stick. It's expensive, but I don't want this scratching pretty easy. And I've, had carf planes and different brands made just like this that just ended up just real easy to scratch. Have paint come off and you pull a sticker, just, we don't want that. So I'm going to use an adhesion promoter and then Class Coat epoxy paint. And we got some really cool paint masks. And we're going to get to painting soon. We'll be painting Sunday, if not Sunday, first of the week for sure. And like I said, I don't want all this hard work. Now that I know I got what I want right there, all I got to do is fix this, make my adjustments, and then go to paint. So I know what I want, know what's going to work. Everything works just smooth like butter, man. This cable moves just like it's floating in air. And so, I won't have to use a long servo arm either because it only moves a ½ inch. I can use a short servo arm and gain some mechanical advantage that way too. So it'll just have tons of power. Especially the servos we got for it. I like 300-ounce servos. All these parts. And we had to buy a bunch of stuff, make all this stuff work. But after a little more research and development, I got a pretty good system down and it's going to work good. All right, guys. That's the heads up on the cowl flaps. And the servo goes right there. And cable in, servos, it'll just move one direction. I mean, I won't have two, so this one servo will get it. What I'm going to do is take one of these servo arms here, and I'm going to drill a hole right there and right there, and then just solder on in on the cable and a clevis, and just on one servo arm, and it's going to work good. Bam! You'll see. I'll show you. I'll show you, baby. But that's all I got for now. I'm going to get this finished up today, get this mess cleaned up, and we'll do that canopy tomorrow. Yeah, we'll get the canopy working. But to actually finish that, the canopy frame has got to be painted so I can glue the plastic in. So I'm going to have to do that one in a couple of steps too. But the first step I won't have to. And we'll get that Sunday and then start painting. Bam! See you back in the shop.